served on the community committee regarding the new high school. So please come down. I'd like to welcome everyone here today for our pre-groundbreaking ceremonies. It's been a while in discussion of the new high school in Franklin County, and I'd like to give you a brief background of where we started and where we are today, and hopefully some of the others will tell you where we will end up. Going back, way back into 1959, a mandate was passed by the Indiana legislature indicating that schools should reorganize and consolidate so there would be an improvement with facilities and educational programs. In 1973, Franklin County did reorganize, and the thrust of the reorganization was to improve the educational facilities and the educational programs in Franklin County. Consequently, in '74, the school board at that time, after looking at facilities and having studies made, decided to construct a K-8 building at the K-8 building at the Laurel area, and consequently improve our educational programs for our elementary and junior high students in those times. And in 1982, the school board decided to contract for you to make a feasibility study in regard to a new high school in Franklin County. Then in 1984, after 2 years of looking at the study, at a school board meeting, I think it was June 6, 1984, I discussed with the school board the produced study, our present facilities, secondary level, and the needs of our students in Franklin County. And at that time, the board instructed me to pursue whatever avenue necessary to improve our secondary facilities. From there, we asked the question, what is the best for the students of Franklin County? What are our needs? And we decided to contract R.W. Clinton Associates of Richmond to make a study on about, I think, 5 to 7 different options, whether to remodel 2 high schools, add on to the elementary, whatever. And in November, the recommendation was to construct 1 new high school. It would provide better facilities, better programs for our students, and would house a little over 900 students. Be very adequate for a good education program. December of '84, we did have a hearing. The school board passed a resolution to construct 1 new high school. And since that period of time, we have brought on board R.W. Clinton as our architect, construction control as our construction management team, Lowell McMillan as our attorney, Dr. Don Patton and Dr. Ted Kowalski at Ball State University for educational specifications. And so we gathered together a group of people that would work together to do the best job possible. Also, for us to have some idea of what was going on out there, and also having other people to help us, the board decided to form a community committee. And each board member selected 2 people in the county to serve on this committee. And this committee met with our department chairman and our administrators and looking at the needs. What we did, we felt like we had to go out in Franklin County and see what's going on out there in the other high schools. So the spring and early summer of '85, we toured several high schools, East Central High School, South Dearborn High School, Greensburg High School, and to see what they were doing. And we were amazed at the facilities that they've had for the last 15 years and the programs they were carrying on. From this, the community committee met with the architect and also the department chairman and the teachers. And after several months of discussions and meetings with the department chairman and teachers, and getting back with the community committee, the drawings for the new high school were completed. Now I will have to say that down the road, when we walk into the new high school, that new high school has been planned by a group of people taking much time. It was planned as a community center. It was planned by the department chairman, teachers, administration. The school board thought that these are the people that are working there, these are the people that know somewhat what their needs are, and then the school board had their desires too. So I remember the night that they were presented to the school board, and I was amazed, and the school board was amazed also, that what they presented was exactly what they thought they would like to have. So the new facility will be geared for the community and, of course, for the students of Franklin County. Once the plans were approved, we did let bids last October on the school. Our bids came in at a fantastic price on the positive side. Right now, I think the construction cost may be around $71 a square foot. We came in at the time, ours will be around $58 a square foot. And from there, a holding corporation was formed, and you'll meet those people today. And the holding corporation is the group that's financing the project, along with some of our community building fund monies. I would like to say that today's groundbreaking has been delayed somewhat for several months due to some problems that we've run into, and the delays, of course, will delay the opening of the entrance into the new school down the road. And you'll probably hear more about that at another time. We closed the sale of bonds about 2 weeks ago, and our bonds sold at 7.012. Right now, the bonds are selling for, last I heard, 8.25. So we hit things at the right time in regard to the economics, and I think it's a wonderful opportunity for us to move ahead. Board president said, "Don't talk too much," and that's going to be it, George. George doesn't like to talk. Well, I do like to talk about things that are good for our kids. Now, the general procedure today, I do have some guests I want to introduce. Some of these guests will be speaking to you, and I sincerely say this, and I really mean this. I don't think that we could have had a better group in regard to the building a new high school working together. I call this is our team, and the only way you can be successful is have teamwork. And we have a fine group of people that is heading this project up, and I'm very, very fortunate to be just a little bit a part of that. This time I would like to introduce to you George Clinton of R.W. Clinton Associates, and he would like to speak to you very briefly about the new high school. George.
Yesterday I happened to be speaking to an educator in the state, and he indicated that for education at least, these are some of the most exciting times that he can remember because of all the emphasis that is being placed upon the educational systems in the state of Indiana. And I guess at this time for Brookville particularly, with the new building program, it's very easy to get excited. And yet I think the thing that he was really trying to get across was not necessarily bricks and mortar, but he was talking about curriculum and the monies that are being placed toward a curriculum and the advancement of that in the state of Indiana. And I think that's probably one of the most exciting things about the building program here, in that it will bring lots more students together than have ever had that opportunity before, with the addition of things like an auditorium and expanded science laboratories and computer facilities. But I think it will lend itself very easily to some of the new things that are coming in the field of education. And for me, I guess that's one of the things that makes me most excited, is that all the children in the communities in Franklin County will have an opportunity to have equal access to some of the things that are coming. And so I'm very happy to be a part of that, along with the teachers and the administrators and the school board members. And I know I'd like to thank you very much for the people in our office for allowing us to have an opportunity to participate in this with you. So congratulations.
Another gentleman isn't here today is Ed Suits, and he was one of the architects we worked with very closely in planning our new facility. This time, I'd like to introduce to you Beth Palmer with Construction Control. As I mentioned before, our bids came in very reasonable, and I think one of the reasons for that is because of Construction Control, how they put these bid packages together, and how they worked in regard to with the bidders. And I really appreciate all the work they've done and the support they've given me. And introduce to you Beth Palmer.
Again, at the request of Mr. George Weaver, I will remain brief. I have no notes, but I would like to thank each and every one that we've had the opportunity of working with over the span of the last several years. And I'm talking to one of the board members. I know it's much more appreciated by several of them who've worked on this up to 20 years waiting for this day. I truly appreciate, and on behalf of myself and Mr. Jack Krause, who is with me today, the patience and perseverance of all who've been involved. And I think, as has been indicated, it's been a wonderful group of people to work with. We won't deny it. There have been struggles. There have been times where everyone was wondering if things were going to work out. But we are very glad to be here today. And I hope that in 4 years I'm here again for the graduating ceremonies of the first class, which will be the class of 1990.
Also with Beth is the president of Construction and Management Control is Jack Krause. Stand, Jack. Dr. Don Patton and Dr. Ted Plasky could not be here today, and I do know it's a busy weekend, but you have to start sometime. We felt like there had been so many delays, so we didn't want to delay it any farther, but they could not be here. Now, Dr. Patton is a person that has helped us with the finances, and Dr. Kowalski with the educational specifications. Dr. Kowalski met with the teaching staff and department chairman, going over many hours of what the needs for our children would be in the high school. So we appreciate all the work they've done for us. I would like, the next gentleman would like to introduce, came on board with us way back in, temporarily in 84, and then in 85 came on with us. Has been a strength for me, and a person that would listen to me many times on maybe some foolish discussions or whatever, but it's been a tremendous support for the school board and for me, and consequently for the students of Franklin County. And I can't say enough nice things about our attorney, Laurel McMillan. The community committee, some of those people aren't here, but I would like to read the names of our community committee that has helped us, and they should stand when they're introduced, and then we'll recognize them at the end of the introduction. Jesse Smith came on board as a community committee. Just remain standing, Jesse. John Hatcher was one of our team members. Don Smith, Louise Surrey, Bill Losenkamp. Bill has been a lot of strength. Linda Brunn, Jackie Vinegar, that would be Mr. John Lane's daughter. Tom Rickner, Eddie Moster, Randolph Field, Lynn Hurley, Norman Klusman, and Mike Swab. And I don't believe those people are here. Now, this is a group that went with us to tour the different schools, sit down with the architect, and spent, a lot of hours. And they had tremendous input upon this building program. Let's appreciate these people. Will you please? Some other people who've been working very closely with us, of course, very closely with the town of Brookville, to supply some of the needs that have been needed in the Hidden Valley and the Riverview subdivisions. We do have with us members of the town board, and the town board is making great strides to provide the needed services in this area. And I would like to introduce President Lauren Murphy, board members Marvin Tallheimer, Renee Cyrus, and Mike Wilson. These people have been very supportive of our program. The trustee for the Franklin County Schools in regards to the Holding Corporation, People's Trust Company, and today we have with us representatives of that bank, Mr. Bob Donovan, the president, and Mrs. Joyce Mack. Will you please stand? Joyce Mack will be working with the Holding Corporation in regards to the finances. I would like to also mention a person that's been real value to us and has become a good friend to the school board, and that's Mr. Lloyd Ellenhausen. We contacted Mr. and Mrs. Ellenhausen last week. They are coming to Brookville on Tuesday. They could not come down today. Now, Mr. and Mrs. Ellenhausen, they are the people that all this land through here originally was purchased from them, and then a few years ago they donated another 10 acres in that direction, and also they're letting the FFA use another 10 acres over here without any charge for their FFA activities. So Mr. Ellenhausen and Mrs. Ellenhausen has been a plus for Franklin County and Franklin County students. Also, I would like to introduce to you the high school administration in Franklin County, Mr. Richard Baker, Mr. Charles Grimes, and Mr. Kenny Saxon. These are our administrators in Brookville and Laurel High School. This time, I would like to introduce the president of the Holding Corporation, Jesse Smith.
Thank you, Don. This is a day we've all longed for, you as well as I, but I think we've left out a very important party that we should thank, and that would be you, the people, the public, who have supported this program throughout the county. If it wouldn't be for the stockholders and the people who have been very supportive when we have been soliciting your help, we wouldn't be standing here in these hot, preheated seats. But before I introduce the $10 million men that you're about to meet, let's give ourselves a big hand. First, on my immediate right, I'll go down the row. We have Bob Jewell. Would you stand, please, Bob? Bob is our secretary. Next, we have Buford Drake. Buford's the treasurer, so if a bill doesn't get paid, he's the man to follow. Next, we have John Honcher. And next, Carl Walter, the vice president. So my notes are short, and my speech is short. Thank you.
Also, Lowell McMillan is working with that group as well as the school board. Now, at this time, I'd like to introduce the president of the Franklin County Community School Corporation Board of Trustees. He's George Weaver. George Weaver is serving his second term. He has been president of the board since I've been superintendent. There again, I would like to express my appreciation to George for all the help that he has given me as well as the other board members. And looking for strength, this is where I draw upon too. You get to know George, you'll know that he is very dynamic, he's very strong, and he's a good person to have with you. Introduce to you President of the Board, George Weaver.
Thank you, Don. I didn't even came to say that. It's been a long time getting here. We started out in 1982. It's finally coming to an end. I think if you look back, one of the most important aspects of our trip was the ability of a majority of the board to work with each other. A building of this size and magnitude has a lot of things to consider. And I think we were blessed with having a group of people that would work together with different ideas and able to come to different compromise. One of these gentlemen here to my left first was elected to the board in 1966. He served with the Metropolitan School District. He was elected president of that board. He served with them until 1973 when they reorganized. During reorganization, he was appointed to the interim board. He was very instrumental in the building of the Laurel and Mount Carmel Elementary Schools. He was elected to the Franklin County Community School Corporation Board, and he served on that until the present time. Ed has been our past president twice. He served as vice president twice and secretary once. Gentleman, it has been 21 years of continual service for the children of Franklin County. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ed Ullman. This next gentleman came to us in some rather unusual circumstances. If we turn the clock back to about July of 1984, we had a tragedy of losing one of our very good board members. Mr. Jim Niegenthal passed away at that time. He had just been elected or re-elected to his second term. Now, we were in the midst of a building program and trying to organize ourselves, and this could have been a rather difficult time. But Phil was appointed to take the place of Jim, and he stepped in and not only stepped in and took over, but he brought with him a wealth of new knowledge and new ideas. He made that transition very easy. Bill was the type of individual that picked up and kept going. He had the interest of the students at heart in the community. He's been a tireless worker, and he's the man that's responsible. If you've ever been to our board meetings, he sits down there and records everything that happens. And in the past number of months, with all the motions and counter motions and motions to table and recommendations from the superintendent, to get all that down and get it accurately, he's had quite a chore. Ladies and gentlemen, the secretary of our board, Mr. Phil Hart. Wayne. This gentleman here is probably one that needed no introduction. Wayne first started the education process here in 1976. He was a member of the holding corporation and the president of that corporation that had to do with the Mount Carmel and Laurel Elementary Schools. He was elected to the board in 1982. He served from 1982 to 1986. During that time, Wayne held the position of vice president and secretary. He's been very instrumental in the progress of the building and the stages of the building program from the beginning. We had another tragedy in January of '87. Mr. Herschel Phillips passed away, and in February, Wayne was reappointed to the board to fill the remaining term of that Mr. Phillips. I should note that Wayne was also the president of the holding corporation that was formed in November of '86 until the time of his appointment onto the school board in 1987. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Wayne Bauer. This gentleman here is, I like to think of as our ace in the hole. Harold was first elected in 1980. He's in the process of finishing his second term. He was re-elected in 1984. He served his position of secretary and vice president in the last number of years. And Harold has been faced with a situation where, although he comes from the Laurel area, which was a difficult situation with our consolidation, I certainly have to give credit to Harold because back in January, when Herschel passed away, we were faced with the chore of choosing the next board member to replace him. As you all know and have read, that was a board that existed with a virtual tie with the building program could have been in jeopardy. This man here stepped forward at the very last day, at the last minute, and nominated Mr. Bauer, and from that time on, I think the building program has been nothing but go. Ladies and gentlemen, our hats are off to Harold Spurlock. We have another gentleman. Mr. Joe, please stand, please. He wasn't aware of this. So we're going to lay it on heavy. Mr. Joe graduated from Milton High School in 1953. He attended Center College, graduated in 1957. He came to Brookville in 1958 as a biology teacher. I believe it was biology and maybe science, am I right? He served in that position until about 1969 when he was promoted to athletic director. I couldn't think of the name assistant principal, so I'm looking back at it. But he served in that capacity until 1977 when he's also promoted to the assistant superintendent. He served there from assistant superintendent until 1983 when he was our new superintendent. He's put a lot of effort into this program, and he's had a lot of tireless hours. He spent a lot of time on it. There's been many times when he's been over to that office yet at 12 o'clock at night. I think Billy Jean can probably attest to that. Mr. Joe, thank you very much for your efforts. I have a couple more introductions I'd like to make to you today. Is Mrs. Negenthal here today? I don't see her, but Mrs. Negenthal, you know, was the wife of Jim Negenthal, very good friend of mine. He was elected back in 1980. He was re-elected again in 1984. Jim passed away shortly after he was elected. He was in July of '84. And it was through his efforts, he was very instrumental in this building program. And although he's not here with us today, I don't think he should go unrecognized. The same way with Mr. Phillips. Mrs. Phillips, would you stand, please? Herschel came to us last year, the 1st of July of 1986. He brought with him a desire to build a new school building for the kids in the educational process here in Franklin County. Herschel was very good. I don't know of a man that could have been more knowledgeable about and have more interest of the kids at heart. We wish he could be with us today, but since he can't, we certainly appreciate his efforts, Mr. Phillips. There's one other gentleman here today. Bob, would you please stand? Bob has been introduced before with the holding corporation. So I think he should get some type of recognition here because he's worked hard behind the scenes for a long time. Bob has came on the board in 1982 and served from 82 to 86. He held the position of vice president with our board. I would consider Bob a very tireless worker. He was one of those quiet type individuals that was always working behind the scenes. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bob Jewell. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to adjourn this portion of the ceremony. We're going to proceed back to the site where we'll have the actual groundbreaking. If you would please allow our dignitaries and guests to go through the archway here first and then follow in behind. We're going to proceed back to the site. If there are any people here that are unable to walk that far or would like a ride, we have a school bus right out back. Just simply board the bus and we'll transport you. Thank you.
Now, they had spent many hours with our teachers, department chairman, everyone, and he worked very closely, like all of us have, on this project, and we appreciate all the time and concerns. And his concerns were our concerns. And what we wanted is what he did. And I think with the results, that we'll see a lot of credit to his dudes, and we appreciate the help he gives. Thank you. George Weaver was in charge of the ceremony now.
We have one shovel. I see a lot of people back there. We thought about it, what we could do, where we'd put 6 or 7 people around one shovel, just how we would do it. And the more we thought about it, we came down to the general consensus that we have one individual here that probably should have those honors. As I said before, he served with a school corporation and given many hours of time. Mr. Red Olman, could you take the first shovel, please?
Long time. I got goosebumps on me sitting over there. I guess it's like the guy that makes the major leagues, and he says that he dreamed all his life about that, and that's about the way I felt sitting over there in the front. So there we are. See that shovel? It's a chrome-plated one, by the way.
Our Vice President, Mr. Phil Hart. Secretary, I'm sorry. I'll have to remind you that. I've got a bad back. But I've still got my shovel full. This is what a $250 shovel feels like. Okay. Oh, good.
We don't get used to too many of these expensive shovels up the line.
I'm an old farm girl, so I'm used to spading.
$50 shovel and I get it 30.
Thanks, George. Soft spot.
Right here where they
Ready in here?
Franklin County behind.
It's also along. There's an old pro right there.
That's right. Well, I've did a lot of digging, but this is the nicest shovel I've ever had in my hand. How's that, George? That's great.
Wipe this shovel off.
You're not sweating yet.
Back in a while. Long time coming, George, isn't it? If it gets straightened out, that pipeline will be in. Going that way to the tower up there.
Shouldn't take too long with everybody digging here to have it done earlier tonight.
Chuck Grimes out there. Where's Chuck? You think you're going to hide from this fella? You're wrong.
This is for the faculties and the kids of all the schools.
He did all the work. There's no sense. We're going to let him continue to do all the work.
Hey, you picked the easy dirt. Look at that.
Gentlemen, 9 o'clock Monday morning, we start the foundations. I'll expect you all here.
We're going to use bigger equipment than this. If I missed anybody here from the community committee or anybody at all, if I did, it was unintentional. Okay, I'd like to turn it back over to Mr. Don Joe.
There's a couple people I'd like to help take part in this, and a person that's been very valuable to Franklin County and the youth and the people. Kenny Coates, would you come over here with me? The reason I want Kenny to help here, I want to be in the picture with him. And he's another person that has really been super support, and you all know Kenny well. And I want him to be part of this, and I should have recognized him up at the ceremony.
It's been 64 years since I graduated from high school this year. I hope they don't want me to help pay for the shovel.
The shovel does belong to the board members, Harold and Wayne and the rest of the board, George himself. And the last one I would like to, that suffers through this more than anyone else, is my wife. Really And you don't believe it, you asked her.
I'll witness that because I'm his neighbor.
And George Weaver wanted me to introduce one other person. And when we get finished here, then we'll have a group picture with the school board, a group picture with the holding corporation, and then I'd also like to have construction control, a group picture, and also community committee and the rest of you as one group, town board and all. And one other person that's been following this very, very closely. I talk to him a lot. He reads the paper. He supports me with my father. Would you come over? Let's see if he can. He knows what it's all about. He was trustee at Melton when they closed Melton School, and I don't want you to get started on that now. See what you can do here.
I didn't think I'd ever use this $250 shovel.
Let Mother in on it here.
Well, I'm used to this.
They have been a lot of strength, and I really want to get encouragement and someone to really motivate me. I talk to my mother, and you know what you need to do, and you do it. Anyone like to make any comments about anything before we close here? I would like to have a picture with the school board and separately holding corporation and the construction control and community committee, the architect, the bank, the administration, town board. And hopefully we haven't forgotten anyone. I do appreciate the support that the people in Franklin County have given us. you know, you hear from the few that are really unhappy about situations, but we tend to forget all those people out there that really are very supportive. And we appreciate you coming out today, and hopefully the equipment, we're having a meeting 2 o'clock Tuesday, the pre-construction meeting with the contractors. Hopefully the equipment will be moving in and we'll be well on our way. Like Beth said, we were supposed to go into the new school in the fall, if not December of '88. Not sure when we'll get into it now because of the delay. But we will be there, and I think that we try to do the right thing. We try to include people. We try to have input, and so we finally have made to this point. So I appreciate you coming out, and hopefully you'll support us as we go down the road. And we are doing this not for ourselves, but we're doing it for the future generations of those students in Franklin County. And many of you here today have had children go through school like I have not had the facilities that they needed. And the one area that I've always pointed out, the fine arts, we have not had fine arts facilities. We're going to offer some of those kids something now that we've never been able to offer them before. So real excited about it. So thank you very much. I would like to have
I got about 3 pictures left. I got 3 left.
Yeah. Picture of
On 3. 1, 2, 3. You were supposed to have
Got one.
You never made it.
I'll put on video for them. Wow. Trying to rash the film out. Get up there on it.
Get a jet flying.
Great job. Here we go. Is that it? That's it. That's holding one right. All right. Good. About the last one I can hope to take.
10.08 now.
Take her back to the air conditioning. You're walking down.
I'm done.
Okay. Very good Friday. Last night she slept better. I think that was good.
Talk with?
I'm a believer either. I can't say. But no, I know. Then you won't be there.
All right, take it.
Did everybody pass one? Everybody else was sick before they got.
Okay, then.